Hi guys, it's Andy from Tech UK. We have the High Current Gamer M series PSU from Antec in front of us. This is the 850 watt model. As you can see, we have the Antec logo down at the side here with the yellow band and the High Current Gamer branding up here. The actual PSU is displayed on the front of the box, and it shows the different type of connectors that are available on the PSU. It is 80 plus bronze and features support for NVIDIA SLI and also AMD Crossfire. It has continuous power and a 135mm double ball bearing white LED fan, and as I've already mentioned, the high current cable management. So let's have a look around the actual box. This side shows all the different connectors, which we'll come on to a little bit later. On the back, we'll come on to that in a second. And on here, I see it mentions about the actual power, etc. that comes from the actual PSU. On the top, we have information in foreign languages, and on the bottom, it mentions the 16-pin socket, as well as the LED fan and the various different circuit shields. So I'm just going to bring you in a little bit closer on the actual specifications on the back of the box. Okay, so looking at the back of the box, we have a guaranteed 850 watts of continuous power. It is 80 plus bronze certified with up to 88% efficiency. It features a 5-year warranty and lifetime global 24/7 support, which is fantastic. A 16-pin socket, which is industry leading, and it basically allows you to connect 2 different types of 8-pin cable per socket, which will allow for any future connection changes which are going to be coming soon. The 135mm LED double ball bearing fan, the thermal manager, an advanced low voltage fan control for optimal heat and noise management, the 2 12-volt high current rails, 98.8% plus 12 volt for the CPU and GPU support. As I've already mentioned, it does support NVIDIA SLI and the AMD Crossfire as well. It features a whole host of circuit sealed grade protections and the Japanese heavy duty caps, as well as stealth wires, which are obviously nice and dark to help with the look inside the actual case, etc. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we get inside the box. We have the product leaflet for the 5-year warranty, along with the user guide. Obviously, it's a very good idea to read through this, especially with regards to the actual connectors that are available. A pack of 4 screws, a bag full of cables, a power cord, and the actual PSU itself. Just close the box up. Okay, so as you can see, this comes in quite a nice protective bag. So we'll just remove that and have a quick look at the PSU. On this side, we have the High Current Gamer branding, along with the red and white Antec logo, which stands out and looks really good. The actual Antec logo here is nicely embossed. On this side, I'll see the power connector and the switch, and again, looking at it that way, again the actual branding. Up at the top, we do have information with regards to the power, etc. And on this side, we have obviously the 24-pin power connector. Obviously, as you can see, the actual braiding on there, and the various different types of connectors, which we'll come on to in a moment. And I'll turn it this way. This here is a little switch which will turn the LED on or off on the actual PSU. So I'm just going to get all the cables out and we can have a look and see what they are. Now, looking at the cables that come with the Antec High Current Gamer, we have these 3 here, which feature a total of 3 SATA connectors on each, and also a Molex. So let's have a quick look at the length running from the actual PSU. As you can see, there's adequate length running to the first SATA connector, and then in between the 2 SATA connectors there's ample amount of cable for that. So we'll push them over to one side. This one here features 3 Molex connectors and also a floppy drive connector. these are your PCIe, the 6+2 pin connectors, and this is your EPS 8-pin connector. Now, looking at the two different rails, the 12+2 rail, it's recommended to put your EPS 8-pin, oh, where has it gone? Your EPS 8-pin directly into this, and the reason being is that the native one that is built into the actual PSU is also powered by the second 12-volt rail. So your PCIe for your graphics, etc., is recommended to go onto this particular one. Okay, so also connecting up at the top here is where you connect all your SATA and all your Molex connectors. Now moving on to the power specification on the actual unit, if I just bring that around a little bit closer to you. As you can see, the two 12-volt rails are more than capable of delivering 840 watts, which is very close to the actual limit on the actual PSU. The 3.3 volt and the 5 volt is extremely good, delivering 150 watts, and the minus 12 volt and the 5 volt, again, really good with regards to the power distribution. So coming on to the actual fan, as already mentioned, it is an LED fan. It's a white LED, 135mm, and with it being a double ball bearing, obviously it's of a high quality. When under full load, I would imagine the actual fan itself to probably be a little bit noisy, but you are going to be able to more or less cover this up with the actual system noise as well, so you probably won't notice the fan going around on the actual PSU. The dimensions on the PSU is 150mm in width, 86mm in height, and 170mm in length. So let's just pop that back down there. Now, there's no mention on the operating temperatures. From what I've read though, it can deliver full continuous power and get as hot as up to around about 50 degrees centigrade, which isn't too bad at all. The OEM for this particular power supply unit is Seasonic. So with that in mind, you know that you are going to get quality components on the inside, Japanese capacitors, etc., and the build quality is going to be excellent. So I'm just going to connect this up to the power and we can have a look to see what the LED looks like a moment. Let's give it a quick switch on. As you can see, the fan going around quite nicely. Flip the switch for the LED, and there it is. From what I can tell, I think there's 4 white LEDs actually within the fan itself, and that's what it looks like with the lights turned down. So as a summary to the Antec High Current Gamer 850 watt power supply unit, we really like the branding on the outside of the actual case. The cables themselves are of a very good length. The only thing that I would like to see is the use of black internal cables here, just to help with the actual look, the stealth black look within the actual case. The ATX power cable probably could do with being a couple of centimeters longer, just to help those of us that have the high full tower cases. The 16-pin connector on the actual PSU is a nice addition. The power distribution between the 2 rails, etc., and the rest of the connectors is really good. So at the time of doing the review, this PSU is around about £120. So it does, it definitely competes very well with the other PSUs on the market that are around a similar specification. So a massive thank you to Antec for sending this along. We hope you like the overview, and we'll see you in our next video.
We hoped you liked our video review. If you did, then please leave a like, as well as any comments or questions you may have down below. Full details and specifications on this item can be found at our website, nismotech.com, along with all the links for purchasing if you wish. Also on our site you'll find our latest reviews and current giveaways, plus a lot more. We look forward to seeing you in our next review.